Hello and welcome to I24 News World Cup show, where we follow every event of this amazing World Cup in Brazil. And we had another incredible night. What a match between Ghana and Germany. Messi again saves Argentina from embarrassment, and the African champions from Nigeria are on the rise again. Here with me in the studio are football analyst Mutale Spiegler and Yoav Borovic. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello. Hi, Jonathan.
So much to talk about. Let's get rolling. Group F played both its matches yesterday, and Argentina were once again weak on the pitch, but again, one moment of brilliance by Leo Messi was enough to secure the 3 points. Iran held on for 90 minutes and also had some chances of their own, but lost in stoppage time. Nigeria beat Bosnia in the second match. The African champions now hold the second place. The Bosnians will leave the tournament after their next match against Iran. Motale, this Argentina team is confusing. On the one side, they're weak. Messi hardly moves. On the other side, they have 6 points and Messi has 2 brilliant goals.
I came into the game yesterday like 4 minutes after it started, and I thought that I am watching slow motion. Argentina in a bad day, it looks like walking. But Messi, as a great player, maybe the greatest, and I said before, he will be the world champion. When he's not in his best form, he just stood back, he let the others work, and when everybody gets asleep and everybody
shoots, he wakes up and shoots the goal.
And then he's not touching the ball from the line. He's taking the ball 25 meters from the goal, and he's doing his decisive, like now or never. And if he succeeded twice with the very low level of his Argentina, I believe that they are going all the way through, because they are a strong side and they have good substitute players. When they come in, they always help Messi to play good, even though Maradona left the stadium before the end.
Maybe that was the lucky charm. I want to ask you, Argentina is through to the second round. They will face either Switzerland or Ecuador. They should go through. Then they're in the quarters and they'll face a strong team. The quarterfinal, that's where Argentina stopped in 2010, 2006, even in 98. Maybe that's as good as they are.
Yeah, maybe, because remember 4 years ago, they're conceding 4 goals from Germany. As you said, they look slow, so it's the oldest team in the World Cup. Messi, we know his brilliance, but he doesn't play as a leader. I don't know if his personality is of a leader. And I would also say that Higuain, Di Maria, also in Kun Agüero, very disappointing. You know, as disappointing as Messi was, they were even worse than him. So really, Argentina doesn't come up. They don't have a lot of young talent, but still they have those 3-4. You know, they have a mega star, they have a few stars and superstars, so they can go far, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lose in the quarterfinals, because they're really not convincing.
And yes, and in the quarterfinals, we know they're going to face a good team, stronger than Iran, stronger than Bosnia. That's going to be different. We mentioned Bosnia, and Motare, I want to ask you about that team, your friend, Safet Susic, the manager. They're out. Should they be disappointed because we saw they're quite good? We saw that against Argentina, or maybe they should see this as another step in the fact that their young football is progressing.
Every national team was losing twice by a goal, and yesterday they disallowed the goal he scored, Dzeko. Of course they are disappointed, but you can see the progress of this team with this coach. They have a lot of talent and commitment to the flag. And I believe that Bosnia, every step, they will always be better, because they have such a good squad of players and a very serious manager, so they can look very hopeful for the future.
Yes, and we will see them very soon here in Israel in
Welcome to Israel.
Euro 2016. Welcome to Israel, yes. As for the Israeli football team, I'm not sure how it's going to look against Bosnia. Anyway, not only we were confused by Argentina's performance, so was the local press, who found it hard to celebrate Messi's goal because of the 90 minutes that came before it. That story and much more in Mirav Savir's press review.
Argentina didn't look too great last night in their 1-0 win over Iran, and local media acknowledged it. In Clarín, they say Argentina may have gotten the win and the points, but they left a huge question mark in football, calling Messi's goal 3 seconds a flashing, electric, soulful play that came after 90 pale gray minutes. All over the place, people are saying Iran is the team who played a better game, but at the end of the day, it's the Argentinians who are moving on. And we can't forget about the exciting games from Friday night. We spoke about the Switzerland-France game and how the Swiss kept saying the French are better. Well, it seems they said the more they said it, the more it came true. Noël Zouer-Zeytoung say the pace wasn't fast enough. There were too many mistakes, no ball security and bad passes, and that France exploited their consistency. All you could hear in the stadium were the French fans who at one point enjoyed a 5-0 lead. But the French can't celebrate this incredible victory for too long, or at least that's what Coach Didier Deschamps thinks. In Les Echos, the manager says he's satisfied with the win, but it's still a long road ahead. He's happy with what the team has already accomplished, but they have to remain humble. But looking ahead, the coach says he doesn't know what strategy changes he'll make going forward, but two important players will be out. And moving on to the great celebration of the night, Costa Rica coming out and shocking the Italians. And the headlines in La Nación, Costa Rica makes history. But not only that, the popularity of the Costa Rican team is soaring in Brazil. Everyone is siding with the surprise underdog. And in the Tico Times, they show 26 photos from the celebration in San Jose after the astonishing victory. It was one big party with a sea of red shirts. According to the newspaper, the streets were deserted during the match, but after the final whistle, fans flooded the streets, celebrating only the second time in history that Costa Rica made it to the next round. And for these fans, it may not be the end of the celebration, as we all wait and see what the surprise tournament of the team does.
Another group that started playing its second round of matches is Group G, and if we thought Germany would easily cruise to the second round, well, maybe we should think again. Following their impressive first win over Portugal, the Mannschaft could only manage a 2-2 draw with Ghana in a great match, and that means this group is wide open. The second game will be played tonight in Manaus, where the United States will take on Portugal. Anything but a win will put Cristiano Ronaldo and his teammates on the verge of a very early elimination. Rob Savir brings the story of the latest preparations in the American and Portuguese camps.
The first match of the World Cup was a tough one for Portugal, losing 4-0 to the Germans in what was supposed to be a thrilling game. Instead, they seemed confused. Cristiano Ronaldo walked off the pitch frustrated, and Pepe was handed a red card and a seat on the bench for their upcoming game versus the United States, which beat Ghana 2-1 in the final minutes of their game that same evening. But it seems after the loss, things may have gotten even worse for the Portuguese squad. Ronaldo, who was injured and doubtful before the tournament even began, isn't 100%. The star striker stopped early during a training session last week and left the pitch with ice on his knee. And Portugal fans are well aware that Ronaldo's health and capabilities on the pitch will be the difference makers.
They have to improve. Cristiano Ronaldo has to be 100% to turn this around. But I still hope Portugal can beat the USA.
Cristiano Ronaldo is the best in the world. He is the one player who can make the difference. They just need to put Cristiano Ronaldo more in the middle, attacking. That's what could make the difference for them to still get to win.
As of Saturday night, it seemed Ronaldo was ready to ignore the pain and play on. But regardless of his health, U.S. manager Klinsmann knows the 4-0 loss to the Germans may mean the Portuguese will play with a vengeance.
It's a difficult situation for them now after that 4-0 defeat. They are with their backs against the wall. So that makes it even, and I said that yesterday too, it makes it even more difficult to get a result. But that's what you want. You know, that's what a World Cup is about.
The USA is recovering from a huge celebration after beating Ghana with a late header by substitute John Brooks. They know they now have to put the win behind them and focus on Cristiano Ronaldo and the Portuguese, even if the striker isn't at the top of his game.
We have a lot of respect of all the players, what they have in the team, but yeah, we know that if we win that game, we are ready for the next round, so we will go 100% concentrate on that game.
In a surprise turn of events, this game against the United States may become a winner-go-home situation for Portugal. And after Germany and Ghana tied, for the U.S., it means silencing those who thought they'd never make it past the group stage by possibly being the first ones there from Group G.
Motele, Ronaldo will play, but he's obviously not 100% fit. No Pepe, no Contrao. Will it be such a surprise if Portugal joins their Iberian neighbors from Spain and go home after the second match?
As Klinsmann said, they have a problem. You know, when the Americans are speaking about Portugal, they look like fans of this great Portugal, and they are about beating and sending them home. Portugal has a problem because it's an unbalanced team, and especially when Ronaldo is not fit. When you are concentrated the day before, if he is the best in the world, if not, this is a problem for the national team of Portugal. They have to build a team where, even though he will not be on his best, still Portugal can be an opponent to the United States surprising side. They can go through, but if Ronaldo will want to show again that he's the best, unlikely he saw every evening before he plays, he saw Messi. He reacts like the greatest. Modest, quiet, and making the difference. Ronaldo should take this lesson, and if he will be a nice teammate, they might be true. If not, gone home together with the Spanish and the English.
We can ask him to be a nice teammate, but we know that for the last 2 years, and that's Paulo Bento's biggest failure, he couldn't mold a good team around Ronaldo. When Ronaldo is great, they advance. When he's not good, they can lose 4-0. So Portugal really depends on Ronaldo. He's the best player in the world in the last year, him and not Messi. I do think Messi maybe is greater, but in the last year, it's Ronaldo. And US, the whole world is fans of Ronaldo, so of course the US players as well, but we know the US, they're tough, they're winners, and they're overachievers. Even against Ghana, we saw Ghana had better talent, but the US eventually won. Jürgen Klinsmann is doing a great job, and he's brave. He didn't bring Landon Donovan. Now they lost the striker, Josie Altidore, a very talented player. So they have Clint Dempsey, and a lot of players that are not as good. It's kind of the story of Ronaldo.
Teamwork.
They have teamwork, exactly.
They don't have big stars. They left their big star at home, and they're still
it's
good.
All about the team there. Yeah.
Now, Motale, I want to ask you about Germany. They didn't win. So their fans may be disappointed, but we saw how strong they are on offense. This time Muller wasn't good, so Götze scored. When Götze went out, Klose came in.
The tournament started when Klose, it's like over. He will never be there again. And they needed him yesterday to break his record for 15 goals like Ronaldo. The Brazilian Ronaldo. So after the first game, Müller was the god of the German football, and now they need a 36-year-old striker. Germany is a very balanced team. They have good substitute players. They have a very bright coach, and they have all the reasons to go through. They use all the players. They are modest, and they appreciate the opponent, and when they have to fight to come back against Ghana, they do it, and they went another step ahead.
They have all the pieces, but they didn't win a big competition for 18 years, maybe because sometimes they lack a superstar above all those very, very good players. And maybe they'll have enough to go all the way. They sure have the talent, the all-around talent. They're cohesive. They've been playing together for many years. They have a coach for many years. Germany still looks good, although Ghana also can surprise because they played a very good game last night.
Obviously, it's going to be
and they can beat Portugal in the third game.
Yeah, and it will be very interesting to follow this German team along the way. The last group to hold its second match day will be Group H, where the two favorites to qualify, Belgium and Russia, who failed to impress in the first match, will meet each other at the Maracana. And later in Porto Alegre, South Korea will take on Algeria. Belgium, Motale, they were good in the first game, perhaps not as good as we expected. Russia is a different story than Algeria.
Russia is a strong side, a very special. You don't hear too much. Capello is the star, and he has a group. He took all the players from playing in the Russian league, nobody from abroad. And Belgium was too high expectation. And now after the first game, they understood that they can do it, but they are still not at the first stage of the world football. So they have to prove. Against Russia, even though Belgium has better players on the bench, I think it will be a very tight game, and I will not be surprised if it will be a draw.
I expect a big Belgium win, although they lack Christian Benteke, who's injured, one of the best strikers. When he's good,
they're good Russia, when they start. They're good on the bench as well.
Belgium has talent, but Russia, they say Capello, as you said, is the star, but they say in Russian press, for 20 years, for a whole generation, we didn't have players that were so bad like this World Cup. Really no stars in the Russian team. Against South Korea were much better in the first game, which ended in a draw. So I think Belgium are big favorites, and maybe tonight they'll show what they have.
And it's important for Russia to host a big team because they host the next World Cup, so they want to make the build-up.
Really upgrade, yeah.
Belgium will have big difficulties tonight.
We'll see.
Now, one other question. South Korea, their 8th successive World Cup. They've been present since 1986, but apart from the tournament they hosted, only once they qualified to the second round. That was 4 years ago. Can they repeat that?
They can repeat that. You can see every time progressing, very high level players,
They made the
individuals.
semifinals 12 years ago.
Yeah,
this team is a big...
Back home.
Back home, but still.
They play football as simple as it should be played. Very simple. Attacking, defending,
Team play,
fighting,
team play, yeah.
good spirit. It's good to see
I
teams
like
like
seeing
South
them,
Korea.
right? No stars, but really play like a team with a very good coach. And yeah, I think they can surprise for sure.
Well, that game obviously interesting. That game is in Porto Alegre, South Korea against Algeria. The other match, as we said, Belgium against Russia. Motele Spiegel, Yoav Borovic, as always, a very, very big pleasure to be with you.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. And that's it for us today. Thank you for watching. We'll be here again tomorrow with our special World Cup coverage. See you again tomorrow and have a beautiful day.